work, ready to get their inner geek on. This was better than I'd even imagined. Sarah, the Sojo beat girl from the other day, showed up a few minutes later, followed by Matt and Luke, who immediately informed us they felt American graphic novels should be part of the club too. Everyone sat down, and I realized the table was nearly full. The pizza was not going to go to waste after all. "I'm Maddie," I introduced myself when everyone had seated and grabbed a slice. "Miss Riley asked me to serve as your club president, at least until we get off the ground and can hold elections."
"Sounds good to me,"
Black Raven asserted.
"Thanks for starting the group."
"Yeah, thanks," the others chimed in. "This rocks." I beamed. "No problem," I said. "Shall we get started?" We'd all settled in at the table, everyone chatting with one another as we stuffed our faces full of pizza. We talked about manga, graphic novels, anime, and even life in general. David told us about a poetry book he was writing, and Jessie showed us her extensive collection of Final Fantasy figurines she'd gotten off eBay. Black Raven explained the mythology of vampires in modern myths, and Ed pulled out some drawings he'd done of Train from the Black Cat series. I got so lost in the conversations that at first I didn't notice the solitary figure leaning against the library door jamb, watching us from a distance. That was until Black Raven pointed him out with a chunky, silver-ringed finger.
"Oh my God, what's she doing here?"
She stage whispered to the group. Everyone turned to stare at the intruder. My eyes widened as I realized it was none other than Chad Murray himself. Spying on the manga club, just as I'd been spying on drama practice last week. My heart skipped a beat as I accidentally caught his eye. He gave me a half smile. I quickly dropped my gaze, staring down at my pizza plate instead, reminding myself that I should stay away from him. He was one of the haters. He was the enemy.
"Intruder alert! Intruder alert!"
Black Raven warned in a fake robot voice.
"We have been spotted. I repeat, Operation Manga has been infiltrated by the stuck-up syndicate. We may need backup people. They're armed with hair gel, and I don't think they're afraid to use it."
The others burst into laughter. I stifled a giggle, then felt bad when I peeked back over and saw his face. If I didn't know better, I'd say he looked hurt. But that was impossible. Why would someone like him, one of the most popular kids in school, care what a few comic book geeks thought of him? "Now, Trina," Miss Riley rebuked, though I could tell she was trying not to laugh. "This is an open club. Anyone who wants to join is allowed to." She waved over to Chad. "Come and sit down with us if you'd like," she told him. "There's plenty of room." Chad took a step forward, then retreated, a conflicted look on his face. What was up with him? Did he really want to join our manga club? Had hell frozen over? Had pigs learned to fly? I mean, not that I'd mind if he wanted to join, but it just seemed weird that he would.
"Miss Riley, let's be realistic. Chad Murray is not exactly our peeps."
"Yeah, no way someone like him would want to join our club,"
chimed in Jessie.
"More likely it's on some special recon mission from Billy the Butthead, getting the 411 on how we operate so they can figure out new ways to torture and make our lives miserable."
"Stupid, brainless sheep,"
David muttered. He stuck up his middle finger at Chad.
"Go home and listen to your Justin Timberlake CD,"
he yelled. The club collapsed into giggles and then went back to their cosplay conventions discussion. I stole another glance over at the library entrance, watching as Chad started to slink away. I looked back at the table. A lively debate had begun about sewing your own costume versus buying one on eBay, and they'd all but forgotten the intruder. Seeing my opening, I jumped up from my seat and headed over. At the very least, I could find out what he wanted. Apologize for the other's bad behavior, maybe. "Chad!" I called out to him as I reached the hall. He stopped and turned around.
Hey,
He said, stuffing his hands into his pockets. He was wearing a blue hoodie and slouchy jeans. Of course, he could be wearing nothing but a trash bag and still look like the hottest thing on earth. I shifted from foot to foot, feeling suddenly shy. Why had I come out here to talk to him again? And what was I supposed to say now that I had his attention? His sky blue eyes had turned my brain into mush as usual. Don't mind them, I said, finally gesturing into the library. They were just getting back at you for all the things you and your friends did to them, bullying the bullies, scoring points for the losing team. Just teasing, I finished lamely, losing all my nerve. Chad scuffed the toe of his sneaker against the cement hall floor.
whatever.
He muttered.
I'm sure I deserved it in some way or another.
He looked up at me.
How's it going in there anyway? Looks like you had a good turnout.
I beamed, unable to help myself. Yeah, it's awesome. A lot of people showed up. I was really surprised.
I saw your posters around school,
He continued.
and I figured I'd come see what it was all about. Is it like an art club or something? Do you guys draw comics?
Oh, no. We just read manga and watch anime, I replied. Though, I mean, we could draw, I suppose. I hadn't thought of that. I wonder if people would be interested. He grinned suddenly.
You could teach them
Teach them? I cocked my head in confusion.
how to draw like you do.
I blushed hardcore. Oh, I'm not that good, I stammered. I don't think anyone would want to learn from me,
You never know.
he said with a shrug.
And you are, too, that good. I saw your drawing, remember? Stop being so modest.